This is W2FJH. We'll be starting the STNY digital voice net here in just about 5 minutes. We do have NetLogger up and running. For those folks that wish to check in early, you can find NetLogger at netlogger.org. We also do have Google Meet up and running. So if you wish to join us on Google Meet, you can find the link at stnydmr.net. Also, we do have Discord up and running too. We'll be broadcasting out there as well. So if you'd like to join us there out of the Vera Discord server, you can find us under the voice chat at the bottom there. So we'll see you folks in just about 5 minutes there. This is W2FGH.
W2FJH from M3D
N3DQD, W2FGH. Hey, hey Ray, how's it going there?
Not bad, not bad. We're getting ready for the net. I have a quick question for you though. Have you ever used have, uh, those fusion rooms that have numbers like 0010605 like that?
Not that one in particular, but I have used a few other YSF fusion rooms before there, and I was questioning because I was actually listening in on one of the fusion rooms. I wasn't hearing yours come back, but also I'm guessing maybe there wasn't a reflector of that number, so maybe it wasn't really going anywhere. But yeah, fire away with your question there.
I put the like 00106, which is the U.S. and but I've never heard anybody there.
Yeah, I was still looking up the YSFN versus just a YSF reflector, and it seemed like when we tried it out with America Link, I was hearing a few folks come in there, and it didn't seem like you were picking them up. So I I don't think it's basically going to the same place.
Well, I'm talking now about a different service. I have the YSF, but I also have FCS.
Oh, okay. No, I don't. I don't think I've ever done too much with the FCS rooms there.
I was just curious because I have listened to them and not heard anybody.
Yeah, I'm. Well, I mean, after the net, we could always try to do any tests that you want to see if it's actually going through or not. But yeah, I haven't. I know just the same as with DMR. There's a lot of talk groups, and probably 90+% of the time, a lot of them are inactive. And there's usually a handful of ones that are active almost 24/7.
I've been I've been monitoring the mothership on TTIF, and that seems to be pretty active.
Okay. Well, I hate to cut you short there, Ray, but I'm going to start the net here in just about 30 seconds there. So I'll say my 73 is definitely after the net. We can always do a little debugging and looking into things more.
Okay, sounds good. W2FJH and 3DQD.
This is W2FJH bringing up the STNY Digital VoiceNet on Brandmeister Talk Group 31367, Wires X Room 83721, and live stream to Google Meet, YouTube, and Discord. The primary purpose of the STNY Digital VoiceNet is to foster an active digital voice community in the southern tier of New York and to provide a forum for those that are interested or have questions regarding various digital voice topics. While this net is primarily for the southern tier, all stations are more than welcome to check in. This net meets weekly on Sundays at 7 p.m. For more information about this net, please visit stnydmr.net. This net will prioritize short-time, mobile, in-and-out, or emergency power stations. We currently do have 6 other stations besides myself checked in this evening that would like to recognize K3BYC Carlton, N2QFD Mal, W2KDC Dennis, N3OJP Mick, N2NRA Cliff, and N3DQD Ray. All right, when checking in, please give your call sign, your name, and your location. So let's first take a standby for any stations that are short time, mobile, in and out, or emergency power. Please call now. All right, nothing heard there, so let's open it up for any and all stations that would like to check into the STNY Digital Voice Net this evening. Please call now.
KD3, AJN.
This is NE2W. I'll be in and out, Frank, because I'm driving. I want to pay attention to the road.
All right, and we have KD3AJN Anna and NE2W, who's checked in and out this evening. Thanks for stopping by there, Ed, and listening in. So, all right, were there any other stations that joined this evening? Please call now. All right, nothing heard, so let's kick things off. If there's any announcements for the this evening, please call now. All right, no announcements, and let's move into questions. If there's any questions for the net this evening, please call now. All right, nothing heard there either. And also, I did see that Seth, KE2FJO, was joining us through Discord. So I have you checked in there, Seth. And we'll move in for comments. The net topic this evening is video conferencing tools such as Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, Discord, etc. What video conferencing tools have you used and any platforms you prefer? So top of my list is K3BYC Carlton. How was your week?
This is K3BYC, Carlton in Darlington, Maryland. Well, we're having winter. It's cooled off and had a little snow. We had a little snow yesterday. That all melted off. That wasn't a problem. Today it stuck a little bit, 2 or 3 inches, and it was messy enough where I had to use the snow blower. And on my property, it's a minimum 2 hours, even with a little bit there. So clear that off. There's a little bit of a dusting that came in this evening, but not enough for a major cleanup. So we've got a pretty cold week coming up, some lows in the single digits. I'm sure you guys are used to that up in New York. As far as the net topic, I very rarely use the video conferencing there. I know I recently used one. I didn't initiate it, but part of our Beach Bottom nuclear power plant drill coming up this year. We did some pre-training with the Harford County Department of Emergency Services, and they put out, I think, of something with Microsoft, uh, and that was the first time I think I had used that. I think before I've been on Zoom. We used Zoom a lot during COVID. I guess everybody did that. I don't really have any preference and not a big use for it. As far as personal, we've got some Zoom. There's some video calling on T-Mobile. I do with family members, grandkids and stuff. So we have that, one-on-one. But I don't use it that much. Anyway, that's all I have. So everybody have a great week. Stay safe. Stay warm. This is K3BYC. Back to net control.
Hey, very good there, Carlton. And yep, that's well, I thought this would be a good topic because Zoom was the clear front runner back during the pandemic there, and there's been a lot of changes and a lot of different tooling now that's come out, and just seeing what everybody uses now. Actually, I was just looking up the pricing of Zoom, and I was surprised to see that it looked like they were more expensive than even Microsoft Teams. Um, so I was just seeing what everybody else was using out there and what they were comfortable with. So, all right, moving on down the list to N2QFD mail. How was your week?
This is N2QFD. Good evening, Frank. Good evening to the net. Yes, we are also expecting some chilly weather, but as Carlton said, it is wintertime. So we'll just enjoy having what felt like a little more sunshine at the end of the day today. Days are getting longer. Uh, so to net topic, it feels like I've used them all at this point. Industry just loves this stuff. We were big on Teams, and they just changed that for something else that escapes me at this point. Um, and with I still default to Zoom here when we're doing stuff with the club. It lets us share screens really well for walking through software and demoing that kind of thing. I can't say I'm a huge fan of the Dick Tracy picture phone world. Um, I one thing that I mean, because of the industry I work in, where I'm a draftsman managing design on piping stuff. A lot of times, I really have to go over it several times with someone in person before we agree upon what it is they really want to build and what it is they really need to draw. The other side of that, though, we did use FaceTime sometimes in the field. If I needed an engineer to see what I was looking at and tell me, it was kind of handy sometimes to just FaceTime them a video and say, what is this thing? And, what do you need me to do out here? What do you need located? So I can see it both ways. It's got its advantages. So with that, looks like a routine week coming up, and we'll turn it back to net control. This is N2 QFD.
Hey, very good there, Mel. And yeah, you mentioned FaceTime too. I didn't put that in the list. And as you were speaking there, I was wondering if you went from Teams. I was wondering if you went to WebEx. Was another one I forgot to mention in there. So, yeah, as you see, there's quite a few tools available now with different pricing schemes and stuff like that. So, all right, very good there. Moving on down the list to W2KDC Dennis. How was your week?
Oh, hi, Frank. Thanks for taking the net. It's W2 KDC Dennis. I had a good week. Nothing remarkable. I consider that to be, a good week if there are no major catastrophes. So that's pretty much it. We enjoyed the snow earlier in the week, and then it got warm and a lot of it melted. So I'm pretty happy. The driveway is perfectly clear. Couldn't beat it. So that's the story for that. As far as the net topic, when I was working, Teams was the big thing with the government. That's what they wanted. All the meetings had to be in Teams and had to have Outlook. They're heavily invested in Microsoft. Um, I've used most of the different ones at one time or another, but now most of the things I'm involved in are working with Zoom. My local radio club does a lot of Zoom, park radio. The testing I do is done on Zoom. And, the organizations I belong to, if we have to have a long distance meeting, those are always done on Zoom. So that seems to be the way to go, at least, from my side of the woods. Uh, I like Zoom. I dealt with Teams. I can deal with most any of them. And that's my story for today. I am going to say if we run past 7:30, I'm going to have to drop off. I've got another Zoom meeting at 7:30. I had one at 5 that ran till quarter after 6. So busy evening. This is W2 KDC, wishing everybody 73, and back to you, Frank.
Hey, very good there, Dennis. And yeah, that I mean, to me, it seems to be the trend. I know a lot of little organizations and stuff like that, clubs and stuff that still use Zoom. And I thought maybe many people might not have used Teams before, but I did see that they included it as part of their Microsoft 365 package. That was a cheaper price by like $60. I think Zoom is 160 a year, and Microsoft Teams with Word, Outlook, Excel, all that was $100. So I was looking into it, and I know we use Google Meet right now, and just if people were more comfortable using Teams, maybe we could switch over to that. But yeah, seems like a lot of people, maybe more people have used Teams than I know about. So we'll continue on down the list to N3OJP. Mick, how was your week?
Oh, good evening, Frank. Everybody on the net. That was pretty good. Grandson was here quite a bit. Usually his father has him for a few days this week, but I guess there was sickness in his household, so. And his mother, my daughter, works, and so does his stepfather. Anyway, we spent a lot of time here, which was fine. Picked him up from school a couple of days and brought him here. And fortunately, one of his pals at school just lives right around the corner here. So he spent a lot of time over there. So yeah, that's what was going on. And went up to see a friend of mine. I've been helping him. He's got a electrical problem. I think the underground cable. I think the neutral is broken. So I might go back out there Tuesday and do some more testing. It's a long haul. It's a good 100 feet from the house. As far as on that topic, I've used Zoom quite a bit, primarily to watch presentations. And the club uses Discord here, which is good. We also use it in conjunction. Oh, what's it called? OBS. Can't remember what that stands for. But we use Discord TV. And I got one terrible habit. I'll share my screen, with, for example, with FL Digi. I'll open up maybe FL Message, and I have to switch screens inside of Discord in order for everybody to see it. Well, I don't. I forget. So somebody will come back to me and say, "Oh, we can't see what you're doing." So, and I've got another monitor here, but I've noticed the bandwidth is really eating up my Windows 10 computer here. Um, I've done some cleans, but it still doesn't work that great. So I got to pretty much stay on just on the laptop screen. So that's about it, Franco. We had a club meeting Thursday and we had a club dinner on Wednesday. I saw Ray and Anna at both, so it worked out pretty good. Frank, back to you. W2FJH and 30JP.
Hey, very good there, Mick. Glad you got to spend some time with the grandson and everything. And yes, OBS. If you are joining us through Discord, YouTube, or Google Meet, you are seeing OBS right now. OBS stands for Open Broadcaster Software, and it's used to like make different profiles and scenes. And basically, I'm using it one to go out to YouTube, but then there's also a virtual webcam that I can use to go out to Discord and out to Meet as well to kind of show the screen of what's going on. If you are joining there, you'll see the NetLogger screen in the background that actually shows all the check-ins and everything. In the bottom right, you will see the Blue DV that I have hooked up that is piping in all the audio actually into this. So, but yeah, it's OBS is something that you could start down and you could learn a lot about it for months and months on end about all the capabilities it can do. So, very handy piece of software, but it's also something that you can pick up and tinker around with a little bit and get running. So definitely, if you ever were looking to broadcast out to YouTube or something like that, Mick, you let me know. I had a little bit of experience with it, but it is a nice piece of software and it's free. So, all right, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital Voice Net. Before I get to my next station, let's see if there's any additional stations out there that would like to check in this evening. Please call now.
Kilo Echo 2 Delta Papa Bravo. Honeyway Lake, Jason.
All right, and we have Kilo Echo 2 Delta Papa Bravo, Jason. All right, so we'll move on down the list to N2NRA. Cliff, how was your week?
This is N2NRA, Cliff in Waverly, New York. It's not too bad. The temperature out now is 22 degrees, and like everybody else, is going to experience some cold weather. And this week, single digits and wind chills and the negative numbers as well. The wife has a printer problem. It's an Epson 4 tank unit, and I think we'll have to take it to Ithaca to get repaired. They're fairly expensive. And Tuesday, we have an induction stove coming to be installed as well. Otherwise, with the topic tonight, we just do FaceTime with family, and we'll have to get with N2QFD to see what about the Zoom there and such. So with that, we'll send it back to Net Control, W2FJH. This is N2NRA. Everyone have a good, safe week.
Hey, very good there, Cliff. And yeah, sounds like you had had a busy week there with printer problems and getting a new stove. Or well, you said the new stove's coming Tuesday. But yeah, very good there. And yep, FaceTime. I'm an Android person myself, so I don't really use FaceTime all that often. But I know that's been a very popular app for the iPhone users. So, all right, moving on down the list to N3DQD. Ray, how was your week?
W2FJH and 3DQD. Good evening again to you, Frank, and everyone else on the net this evening. Had a good week. As Vic said, we had a couple club activities with our local ham club, and they were all good times. and not a lot else. Anna and I had some other activities that we were involved with uh, earlier in the week, so I'll let her.
Hey, sorry about that, Ray. I think you may have cut out, but I think you were wrapping up. I heard I'll let her, and then it kind of cut out there. But I'll hand it back to you there real quick.
Okay, where did I lose it, Frank? Battery died.
Yeah, no problem. You said there were some other activities, and you will let Anna speak to, and then it kind of cut out there.
To those activities. And as far as the video platforms, uh, we use Zoom around here quite a bit. There's at least one monthly meeting that we do on Zoom, uh, and then there are some other things uh, that we do too on Zoom. So that's Zoom is the primary around here. Back to you. This is N3DQD.
Hey, very good there, Ray. All right, we will move on down to KD3AJN. Anna, how was your week?
Hello, Frank, and everyone else on the net tonight. As Ray said, our week was kind of busy. Earlier in the week, we had a Lions Club party for the blind, and we had some awesome entertainment. Um, a gentleman we know and his daughter sang and played guitar for us. It was really great, and we had some good food. And Zoom, we've used that. Like Ray said, we have a meeting once a month, and I use Zoom for when I took my tech class. I did it on Zoom, and that was really nice. Um, everybody have a good week. KD3 AJN.
Hey, very good there, Anna. And yeah, not only just a busy week, as you mentioned, but it also sounds like you had a really good week. As you mentioned, live music and guitar, and so yeah, glad you had a good time there. All right. I'd just like to recognize on our list NE2W, who has checked in and out, and KE2FJO Seth. So we will move on down to KE2DPB. Jason, how was your week?
W2FJH, KE2DPB. Oh, not so bad. Been busy. I actually do 2A radio for a living, and I was out in East Syracuse helping upgrade the Thruway Authority to some new Harris multiband radios with P25 and trunk capabilities. I think the state wants to go to a statewide trunk system, so that'll be interesting. Also got a new radio. Got a Harris XG100 mobile with a remote head unit. Got that all set up and everything, and had to make my own data cable for the communication between the head and the main body. So that was interesting. Had to get some Connexall connectors. Connexall was the manufacturer. It's a three port CAN cable. So I had to try to track that down just because the cables are pretty expensive. They're like $70 a piece. That's just cost. But anyhow, it's awesome to hear everybody on DMR rate coming up on my limit here. So wait one.
Hey, thanks there, Jason. I'm not sure if you were coming back there, if you wanted to grab another nickel there. I saw you kind of cut out at the very end there, but you said your limit was coming up. But yeah, fire away with any additional comments you had there.
Um, not sure. Yeah, not sure where you lost me. Sorry about that. I guess there's a timeout timer on the radio. I guess I gotta change that. No, I just said I'm glad to hear that everybody's on DMR. That's pretty cool. And the barrier to entry actually just got much lower. I'm talking to you on a Baofeng DM32, which is about $60 on Amazon. If somebody else, was interested in that type of thing. Back over to net control. KE2 DPB, Jason, Hunter Lake.
Hey, very good there, Jason. And yeah, DMR definitely out of all of the digital voice technologies there of Yaesu or ICOM, for their Wires X and D-Star connectivity, protocols appropriately there. Definitely DMR is the by far the cheapest, and also there are free versions to get into it as well. There is also DroidStar to do off your phone, but yes, a lot of the DMR radios are much cheaper because there's plain and simple, there's a lot more competition between manufacturers there. There's not just one proprietary manufacturer who makes those radios. So definitely DMR, and I'm glad to see we've had a few nets recently that have had I think upwards of like 13 or 14 total check-ins. So definitely we've been having some more activity on this net. So I appreciate everybody stopping by, and I think Jason, you might have stopped in before. I did have you in the log here at least. I thought you might have been new. I haven't heard you in a while. So again, thanks for stopping by this evening. So. All right, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital Voice Net. I have reached the end of my list, so let's see if there's any additional stations out there that would like to check in this evening. Please call now. All right, no new stations, so let's open it up for any additional stations or any stations that have checked in with additional comments, questions, or concerns. Please call now.
KE2 DPB comment.
Yeah, KE2 DPB. Fire away with your comments, there, Jason.
Yeah, thank you, Frank. I do apologize. I actually got into this net a little bit later today. It wasn't on time, but it sounded like everyone was talking about some sort of like video chatting and conference call applications. I just wanted to mention that there's a cross-platform option for desktop and Android and iOS, iPhone users. The messaging app called Signal, which you can also do conference video calls with as well. Just wanted to add that in there. KE2 DPB.
Oh, yes, I do apologize about that, Jason. At the beginning of the net, I didn't repeat the net topic this evening, basically since the beginning of the net. But the net topic we were talking about was video conferencing tools such as Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, Discord, etc. What video call tools have you used, and any platforms you prefer? So I'll hand it back to you there if you want to give some comments about the net topic.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, like I said, the app called Signal. I know it kind of got some hate with the government leaks going on, but it's still decently secure. But I guess what I was getting at is that it's cross-platform for iPhone users, Android, and also has a desktop version as well, with the ability to do video conference calls and pretty much everything else in between.
Okay, very good there, Jason. I added another one onto the list there. So, all right. Any additional stations or any stations that have checked in with additional comments, questions, or concerns? Please call now. All right, here nothing then. We might as well wrap things up here. I'd like to thank Carlton, Mel, Dennis, Mick, Cliff, Ray, Anna, Ed K, Seth, and Jason for joining me in this evening. We'll be returning this talk group back to normal amateur radio use. Everybody have a great and safe week there. This is W2FJH, and I'll be listening.